this year that could make it easier for you. The Wisconsin Department of Revenue says now people can use the IRS direct file system to file both their federal and state tax returns. I'm Lisa Hale, 97.9 WGBW News. For news anytime, log on to WGBW.FM.
The Brewers lose to the Rockies. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. The Rockies beat the Brewers today in Denver 7-2. It was a tight 2-1 ball game in favor of Colorado through 7 until the bottom of the 8th when the Rockies had a 5-run rally. But the Brewers come away with a series win 2-1. It's the first time Milwaukee has won a series at Coors Field since May of 2018. Next, they head to Phoenix tonight where they open a 3-game weekend series tomorrow night against the Diamondbacks. NBA, Bucks hosting the Pelicans tonight at Fiserv Forum. Milwaukee's won 5 in a row. Doc Rivers asked, did he ever think they could do this without Damian Lillard?
No, not just efficiency. No way. I think, honestly, it's Giannis with the ball in his hands a lot. We have a ton of shooting, and that plays into it as well. Scoot's giving us a huge lift. So, it's just all men on deck. But no, I did not. I'm surprised by it, but I love it.
That's Bucks head coach Doc Rivers. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
Enjoying this local program? Find the complete Civic Media lineup at civicmedia.us or the Civic Media app.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Maybe a shower this evening, otherwise mostly cloudy tonight and a low in the low 30s. For tomorrow, partly sunny and warmer, high in the mid-50s. Becoming breezy for the weekend with highs near 60. Dry on Saturday, rain chance Sunday. Right now it's 48.
The Todd Alba Show.
Markets continue to tumble after Donald Trump's additional tariffs. I'm not here to tell anybody, oh, I told you so. I think it goes to show how much hurt, anxiety, and angst there was in the voting public in the fall. They were looking for anything to believe in. But now the hard, cold reality is starting to slap people in the face. Trump and Vance have lied, and now the chickens are coming home to roost.
The Todd Alba Show. Weekdays noon till 2 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the app. The Maggie Dawn Show.
A new texter on our text line said this: I think any other president would take these protests very seriously, but our current one couldn't care less. Anybody remember, Nero fiddling while Rome burned? You get a little of that vibe here. The man's off golfing over the weekend as the world economy is lit on fire and nosediving. Can't be bothered.
The Maggie Dawn Show. Weekdays from 2 till 4 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the Civic Media app. Todd Alba.
Hey, everybody, join us next time as TGIF Brady Ewing, former Wisconsin and NFL fullback, and from E-Bomb's World, Peter Ray.
Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Night Light with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood.
Whatever gets you through the night, it's all right.
And now, a guy who travels so he can pretend he's on the lam, Pete Schwaba.
Welcome to Night Light, ladies and gentlemen. Great to have you with me. Great to be on the air on this Thursday night, the Christmas Eve of weekdays. The weekend is almost here, and I've got nothing to do this weekend, which I'm excited about. You ever have a weekend like that, Conrad, where you're like, I got nothing planned? So you could just chill.
That's good. That's about to be my weekend this weekend,
Same.
Just about to do some chores around the house. That's about it.
Not even doing that.
Nah.
Not getting out of bed. I'm gonna pull a Ron Livingston in Office Space and do nothing. Actually, I am gonna do something. I'm gonna go see your pal and our pal Emerson Lehman play pickleball.
Oh, there you go.
He reached out today and he was good to his word. He said, "I'm playing pickleball in Marinette." And he said, "Come on out." I said, "Thank you for the reminder." I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna get some audio that we can play on the show.
Yeah.
Maybe of Emerson grunting or pulling a hammy or whatever he does on the pickleball field. I'm excited to see it. I've never seen competitive pickleball. And having said that, I've played pickleball. I just don't compete. So that'll be fun. That's it. I will partake in pickleball. Those are my plans. But other than that, I'm not doing a damn thing.
Yeah, I think you're going to just get bored at what I'm going to do. The sound of it is I'm going to watch the Masters.
just hurts to think about. So you're not even going to be golfing. You're going to be watching golfing. That's like that Brian Regan joke. I'm not even fishing. I'm watching fishing.
Yeah.
Well, people love the Masters. I mean, if it comes down to one putt, I'll love the Masters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I just don't want to spend 12 hours watching the whole thing. It's like the anti-NCAA tournament.
I think it's going to be a good tournament, so that's why I'm going to watch it. And
Okay.
then do some chores.
What
Get
kind of chores? What do you have in mind chore-wise?
Well, there's some laundry that needs to get attended to.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing.
Are you at the point where you're like turning your underwear inside out to
No.
wear it again? You're not quite that desperate?
No.
Okay.
That's the main thing I make sure I have. You know? If I'm running out of that, I'm like, all right, I don't care what time it is. I need to do some laundry.
Yeah, that's brutal.
But no, I have that laundry chair going on right now. Just a bunch of my
a big
shirts
heap.
and stuff is on it.
Do you separate? Do you like I'm curious, you're a young bachelor. Do you separate whites, darks,
Oh, no.
colors? No,
Oh,
it
no.
all goes in one.
Oh no, we don't do that.
That's my boy.
My washing machine is very small, so whatever fits in it, and it goes.
Do you have your own, or is it like
Yeah,
community?
That's the good thing about my apartment.
Oh,
is
nice.
I got it. It's just a little small, so
What are we talking like one pair of jeans at a time, or what?
we're talking about, I'd say, 3 outfits worth of clothes.
Okay. 3 outfits. If you're being resourceful, that's 1 pair of pants and 2 shirts.
One
You can mix and match.
one pair. I'd say 2 pairs of pants, a sweatshirt, 2 shirts, and then throw the rest of the other stuff in there, the accessories.
Okay. Sounds like you got a really good laundry plan there.
It takes me a long time to get through laundry.
I just did a whole bunch too. We'll be right back with more laundry talk, folks. We're going to come back and finish these amazing anecdotes we've got going on here laundry wise.
Yes.
But I don't plan on doing anything. I think I will go see some pickleball. I want to see if Emerson is how funny. I would love to show up and see him just dominating 80-year-olds. Like, I think that would be so great. This is exciting. I heard this. I've been talking a little bit on the show about the Nite Lite inspired beer hazed on radio at Flick's Brew House in Madison. So yesterday, I don't know if I said this on the show, but I'll say it again anyway. Brewmaster Dave Hansen, who, in my opinion, made a really good beer. Again, I'm not a beer aficionado, but I liked it. It had a light kind of passion fruity type taste to it, like a little bit of a kind of a spotted cow, but maybe just a hair lighter. It was a hazy IPA, thus the title, Hazed on Radio. Dave told me yesterday, I said, how's it selling? And he said he pulled some numbers on my way out of town, and he told me it was beating all the other local brands 2-1. So I might have a new career. I might be a beer mogul.
Did you help with the...
I did. I poured in the hops.
That's right. That's right.
I
You
have a
did.
picture of that.
Yep.
And Dave was he told me what to do, but yeah, it was. Did you try that? I see it sitting over there in one of those crowlers.
Well, that was supposed to be for Todd, but he didn't take it home.
Interesting.
Mine's in my fridge,
Okay.
and it's not resealable, so I'm waiting
Right.
for the weekend.
Have a buddy over,
Yeah.
split it, or was that 32 ounces?
That-
If Amanda wants some, like I hope they split that. I don't know. Todd's a beer drinker. He likes Spotted Cow, right?
I don't know if he likes IPAs or not, so maybe you'll like it.
Is Spotted Cow an IPA?
Todd, if you're listening, it's right there.
Let
Just
us know.
Take it home. Have some sips.
And let us know what you think. But that's exciting. You still get it. That's the last night of the Wisconsin Film Festival is tonight at Flick's Brew House. So if you're there, check out a Hazed on Radio. It's selling well. So that's exciting. Great show tonight, folks. It's 6:35. We are doing the Popcorn Pick of the Week. It is Thursday night. John and Gordy, radio legends from WMDX in Madison, will be here as a team to make the Popcorn Pick of the Week. And they will probably have their own picks, which is great. We'll get 2 for the price of 1, like you get every day on the morning show here on Civic Media on WDMX, at least in the Madison area. You get 2 for the price of 1. You get John and Gordy's picks. They're both movie nuts. They're both a little nuts, and I can't wait to have them on the show. That's at 6:35, and then we've got Maximilian Blaska. Max Blaska. Have you ever heard of a better name than that?
That's the name that my dad wants, Maximilian.
Yes, he said that last night.
Yep.
That was our question. You're right. And Maximilian Blaska is cool too, but Max Blaska? Are you kidding me? That guy's going far in life with that name.
That's a really sick name.
It really is. And then our pal Logan Rogie joins the show at 7:35 from Travel, Wisconsin. He is the senior communications person there. Do you know what that means?
Not entirely.
He gets to boss around all the junior communications people at Travel, Wisconsin.
Well, that
There's
means
probably a lot of them.
that's awesome.
That is awesome. He's a very nice guy. He's not the type that would just like be authoritative just for the sake of doing it, you know. And he better not ever try to tell me what to do when he's here. Put him in his place. Logan's awesome. He'll be here at 7:35. And ladies and gentlemen, I think that brings us to our question of the night.
Let's talk about the question.
Okay, question.
Question.
Pregunta.
Question.
Question.
Hey, I have a question. Questions? This question.
Domanda.
Question.
Questions.
What celebrity commercials do you dislike most? What celebrity commercials do you dislike most? I saw a slew of them last night, and it just gets under my skin. I'm so tired of it. And this kind of sparked it too. Telemarketing. I can't handle it. Stop. This should not be legal. Clogging our voicemail boxes with junk. People telling me it's urgent that you get back to me. Not for me, for you, because you're a telemarketer. I don't have to do anything. People say, oh, just empty your box. Oh, that's fine, but I've got like 12 messages in there. I shouldn't have to deal with that. But while I was contemplating this last night, I saw, and this is my least favorite commercial. It's the Zach Braff and Donald Faison, I think is his last name, the two guys from Scrubs, doing the T-Mobile ads. Enough.
Those things suck.
Enough. It's terrible.
They're so bad. Every time I hear that, I will mute instantly.
If I think of it, I mute commercials. I don't need to hear any of them. I don't need stuff, people trying to get me to buy more stuff. And I'll tell you, I don't even like I like the comedian, Irish guy. What's his name? He's hosted Saturday Night Live. He does the one with Post Malone, the commercial where they're sitting there and they can't drink beer on TV.
Sean Gillis. There's Shane Gillis.
Shane Gillis.
Yes.
He's hilarious. I can't even stand that commercial anymore.
And they played it way too much now.
Too much. And Mayhem, can't stand that guy. I think it's Allstate. Mayhem.
That's the one they at least change it up sometimes. You don't see the same one every time.
Yeah. Flo?
Oh.
No thanks. Next. Done.
Those ones are terrible as
Jake
well.
from State Farm, I'm done with that one too.
Yeah, it's been what? How many years now since
way too long.
That guy's taken over? It's been like 5 years, I feel like, and they kind of replay him, you know?
It was a weird choice of casting too. Like, he looks like he should be skateboarding. He looks like he's like 20 and he's the guy you talk to at State Farm?
You can see him sitting courtside at NBA games now.
I know. He's made a ton of money, and good for him. Good for the actor.
Good for him.
But I cannot stand the Jake from State Farm commercials. I don't know. I'm going to go with Zach Braff and Donald Faison, though, T-Mobile. I really, the we're buddies, and this is what we do, and I cannot take it anymore. That's my least favorite celebrity commercial. What about yours? You got one?
I was thinking about this. Actually, I got two. So Theo James in those Range Rover commercials, because he goes out of a really expensive house and do a really expensive car, and it just is like, look at how much money I have, you know.
Right. Theo James is from White Lotus season 2, right?
That's the thing. Is like he's never recovered from that. Like in my eyes, he's still a mean person from that.
Right. He's
and
a terrible person.
He plays another show. It's called The Time Traveler's Wife.
Yeah.
He's terrible in that too.
Really?
Yeah. I think he's just meant to play terrible people.
So what's the other one? You said you had two.
So this one actually really grinds my gears.
Okay.
And it's influencers like, I don't know if you know who Drewski is.
No.
Or Sketch. These guys, they go Prize Picks and they promote, it's really easy to make money, higher or lower on all these NBA, NFL, games.
It's like betting?
Yes. And it's like, no, it's not easy to bet higher or lower. It's never a for sure thing on anything. So I just hate how they say, real easy, just put in my code, get $20 off and win money.
It's easy to lose money. It's easy to place the bet. It's not easy to win. Yeah, that's terrible.
So those are the ones that I just do not like.
All right, let us know, folks. Be part of the show. Let us know, what celebrity commercials do you dislike most? 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. You can also get a hold of us through the Civic Media app, which is very easy to use. You should all have it. If you don't, it's fantastic. You get all your favorite Civic Media hosts, all day. And you can text Nightlight, which is great. And get a hold of us on the stream. We got Kurt Krause checking in on the stream. We'll read that when we come back. And all of your texts, great to have you with us on this Thursday night on Nightlight with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network. You're listening to the Talk of Green Bay, WGBW, home for Nightlight with Pete Schwaba. Appleton Cigar Company on College Avenue has been serving the community for over 25 years. If you are a cigar aficionado looking for a one-of-a-kind experience, you need to check out Appleton Cigar, which boasts the largest selection of cigars north of Milwaukee with over 706 cigars to choose from in a walk-in humidor. The Cigar Lounge offers an impressive variety of spirits and cocktails that pair perfectly with a premium cigar. For the full experience, come to Appleton Cigar at 415 College Ave, Monday through Saturday, 11:30 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. For more information, go to appletoncigar.com.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Amanda, and we all know that Northeast Wisconsin has some of the best events around, but trying to find them all can be tricky. So here at WGBW, we decided to do the work for you. Prevent boredom on any night by going to WGBW.FM and click events in the top right corner. You'll never have to spend forever scrolling to find out what's going on in your area. And if you got an event to share, hit us up by emailing info@WGBW.FM. We can work together to have real news and great conversation while giving you the 411 on what's happening in New Wisco.
Did you know that Wisconsin has a new, quick, and free online tax filing tool called IRS Direct File? Direct File is changing how people file their taxes and bringing more money into our state through the federal Earned Income Tax Credit and Child Tax Credit. File your federal and state taxes online directly with the IRS from your smartphone or computer. On average, file in less than 1 hour. Available in English and Spanish. Visit Direct.
Welcome back to Nightlight with Pete Schwaba. I am Pete Schwaba, your host for this evening's broadcast. We had texts last night. What was our question? It was, what would you change your name to?
Yep.
So I got to find that because there was a couple I did not get to. I had a very long one from my friend Mike Gregory, but I know I did not read Andrew Genzer's text, who made a joke, and he was hilarious because I wrote with him on Sports Soup. Oh, he says, Nightlight with Pete Schwaba. Yes, finally.
He's referencing, I think, the comment earlier where that we posted under the comment saying, what should Pete change his name to? I think he's saying he's finally changing his name.
Oh, Genzer is hilarious. Some other people checking in on social media. Mike Desitel says, what's a commercial? The fast forward button is the greatest invention of all time.
Yes, it is.
It is. And then Barbara Pfeiffer Woog says, Mike Desitel, if it weren't for my DVR, I wouldn't watch TV. I kind of agree with her. I just don't think I could sit through it. Even on like last night, I was watching a show, and it's that, I think it was Prime. And you used to get Prime, and there were no commercials. And now it's just like, oh, now we have Freevee, but there's commercials, but it's free. Well, no, you have to get Prime to get that, and now Prime's got the commercials too. Eric Ratzak from Ask Your Mother, our pal Eric, says, I actually loved Lil Wayne in Samsung. Oh, I don't know that one.
I don't think I've seen that one, actually.
Yeah, me either. Mary Picorni, my old pal Mary from PBS, Wisconsin, says, anything with a Kardashian, yes. That's the best thing I've read on the internet in months. I cannot stand the Kardashians. But do they do a lot of ads? I do see them in them, and I don't like them, but.
So I know that Kim Kardashian does her ads for Skims, which is her
Skims.
Skims.
Yeah, Skims, yeah.
With
right.
her clothing line, which she actually did a Super Bowl commercial.
Right.
For that, which is honestly, I didn't think they would do that with how much it costs.
Do you own any Skims?
I can't say I do.
Is it just for women?
No, they got men's underwear.
It's supposed to look just like you're naked, right?
Pretty much.
Okay. Yeah, we need to see more of Kim Kardashian.
You know what? The Lil Wayne thing reminded me of something. I don't know why my mind went there, but do you remember when Shaq was in literally every commercial?
Yes. He's a likable guy, but enough. Yeah.
You go like 4 separate commercials. He's like, hey, good for him for making his money, but okay, that's enough, Shaq.
Enough. Tom from New Berlin says, Pete, the Scottish term for staying in bed all day is called, I remember this, Hurkle-Durkle.
Yep.
We talked about that on the show. Tom is paying attention, man. Or maybe he just knew that. Thank you, Tom. He says, therapeutic, and I could not agree more. From WMDX in the 608, Peyton Manning commercial. Oh, that's those two again. Peyton and Eli Manning.
Oh.
Stop forcing them on the American public. They're hard to listen to. They're not as funny as they think they are. I'm done with the Mannings. And they're annoying dad.
I can tell.
I know you love the Mannings, but I'm sorry. They suck.
No, Peyton's getting a little. I like Eli better.
I'm going to work on a Peyton Manning impression.
There you go.
So we'll do that. Maybe we'll do a skit with Peyton Manning. Anna from Madison, that's in the 608. She says, hi, Pete and Conrad. I can't stand Joe Namath doing health insurance and hearing aid commercials. Yeah, those are bad, Anna. I don't know if I have an opinion on Joe Namath. I don't really know anything about him. He played football long before I was born, but those are just bad commercials. Like the production quality is terrible. It's like all old. Oh my God. Speaking of older people, and this is not meant to offend anyone, but the Marinette, I live in Marinette.
Yeah.
The Marinette, unofficial Marinette town car is the Buick LeSabre. And today, this is funny because yesterday I was talking about how I can't stand when two people drive in a 2-lane road and they just stay the same speed. They can tell traffic is building up behind them. Neither one of them will get out of the way. They're just both going the same speed. That happened to me 2 days ago on the way back from Madison for like 10 minutes. I was stuck behind these two clods. Today in Marinette, I was stuck behind two handsome gray Buick LeSabres. Neither one of them would get out of the way. And the Buick LeSabre, folks, if you're not familiar with it, they're all over Marinette. If you're in the market, get yourself up to Marinette, and I guarantee you'll get if it's supply and demand has anything to do with it, you'll get a great deal on a Buick LeSabre in Marinette. It is has the least amount of sex appeal of any car on the market. If you don't want to meet girls or guys for that matter, get yourself a Buick LeSabre and put yourself out there. There it is. Look at that thing. Oh, that's a piece of engineering right there. If you have an erection lasting more than 4 hours, go sit in a Buick LeSabre. It'll clear that up right away. I just thought that was funny because we were just talking about that yesterday.
Yeah.
Kurt on the stream says Hayes on Radio is on tap at Flick's Brewhouse Madison. That's right, buddy. He says that's definitely going to be our Audience Choice Award for beer at the Mental Health Warrior Film Festival. Jeff Blankenship and I will be leading the way. Please do, Kurt. Say hi to Jeff for us. He was a great guest. We've got your other friend, Max, on in just a little bit. We've decided, Kurt, that Max Blaska is one of the coolest names we've ever heard. Craig Knit, another friend of the show who's been in here several times, says, I hate seeing past icons like Mr. T or Ice-T selling life insurance. God, no kidding. See, I know I'm old, but those make me feel ancient. It makes you feel old, and it's like, how desperate are they? Ice-T has got residuals from like 24 years of Special Victims, Law & Order, SVU. He does not need the money. Maybe he just loves life insurance. I don't know. Maybe that's his passion, his side hustle. Who knows? Craig also says, Pete, if you aren't doing anything Saturday night, we're shooting a new short in Greenville. You'd be welcome. I need a signing bonus and a per diem, Craig, and I need airfare from Marinette to Greenville. If you can make that happen, I'm there. Unfortunately, I have plans with my wife, and I will be scoping out pickleball before that, Craig. But I do appreciate the invite. One of these days, I'll make it out there and break a leg. Have a great time with the shoot. Jennifer says, hey, my mom had a 76 Buick LeSabre that got stolen from Staggering and Nicosia, Wisconsin in like 1978 or 79. LOL. I think she's using voice text. That's great. Sorry to hear that, Jennifer. That was a hot car back then. Hey, it's the Popcorn Pick of the Week on Thursday. Keep your texts coming, folks. What celebrity commercial do you dislike the most? That's what we're talking about here on Night Light. Two radio legends coming up next. John and Gordy from the WMDX Morning Show are making the Popcorn Pick of the Week next on Night Light with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Someone's living for her love, and I love her, and I love her, I love her.
You're listening to the Talk of Green Bay, WGBW. This is your local civic media radio station. Want to hear even more? Anytime? Find all of it at civicmedia.us.
For 97.9 WGBW News, I'm Lisa Hale. The Green Bay Parks Department voted Wednesday evening to recommend the removal of the playground equipment at St. John's Park. Green Bay Parks Director Dan Dittsheet says that the desire to remove the playground equipment is due to its age. The equipment is 30 years old and needs replacement. He added that the children have stopped using the park to play. Residents near the park claim the city's unhoused or homeless population is using it as a gathering place. They say they've witnessed drug use, deals, and sexual activity in the park. The Parks Committee passed a motion that would request city staff to formulate a plan to replace the playground area. The Green Bay City Council will vote on the issue in its meeting Tuesday night. It's Severe Weather Awareness Week in Wisconsin, and today's the day for the statewide tornado drills. Meteorologist Brittany Merlot tells us what we should do when we hear the siren.
And this is when you should pretend it's real. Practice your plan and take shelter. Go to the lowest level, most interior room, putting as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Avoid windows and look for things that you can cover yourself with, like pillows or couch cushions. The main threat is debris. And it's a good time to pack an emergency backpack as well. Fill it with a pair of shoes, water, change of clothes, meds, and more. And let me tell you, muscle memory is best when a natural disaster occurs. Practice the plan so it sticks.
Wisconsin Republicans are advancing legislation to allow independent presidential candidates to remove themselves from the ballot. The bill was introduced by State Representative David Steffen just months after an unsuccessful legal challenge from Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to remove himself from the ballot in Wisconsin after he suspended his presidential campaign. I'm Lisa Hale, 97.9 WGBW News. For news anytime, log on to WGBW.FM.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. Kieran Culkin is an Oscar winner thanks to Jesse Eisenberg's A Real Pain. According to actor-comedian Eric Andre, Culkin was not Jesse Eisenberg's first choice for the role. Andre was. Andre says Eisenberg called him and offered him the role. According to Deadline, Andre passed because he thought the script was depressing. Does Andre think he blew it in passing on the role? Yeah. He calls it the biggest mistake of his career. The season 3 finale of White Lotus brought lots of drama, but now there's drama off screen as well between writer-director and show creator Mike White and composer Cristobal Tapio DeVere. In a recent appearance on the Howard Stern show, White says DeVere did not respect him. He told Stern that quitting when the composer did and bad-mouthing White and the show 3 days before the finale was a move. White did admit that DeVere is incredibly talented, but did not like taking notes, especially after the composer's season 2 music went viral and won DeVere an Emmy. Oh man, those creative types. For more showbiz fun, tune into Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Don't miss Queen Marinette's Run the River Powerboat Races in Marinette, Wisconsin, June 7th and 8th. Head to fishonmarinette.com for details.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Maybe a shower this evening, otherwise mostly cloudy tonight and a low in the low 30s. For tomorrow, partly sunny and warmer, high in the mid-50s. Becoming breezy.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you?
I think there's an echo coming out of something.
Yeah, hang on a second. Let me hit my minus. Okay.
All right.
Is that any better?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I can.
Can you still hear echo?
Yes.
Mm.
Do I have an echo?
You do not.
Okay.
Hang on. Let's see.
Okay. Oh, we're
Check.
good. All right. We're good.
Hello?
We're
I
good?
just had to click something real quick. Yeah. So for the popcorn pick, we're just going to talk about, movies, how you guys watch movies, theater, streaming, and what kind of snacks you eat and stuff like that. And then we'll have a little drum roll for your guys' picks.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, Schwaba. Great to have you with me on this Christmas Eve of weekdays, also known as Thursday. Very exciting. Our question of the night is, what celebrity commercials do you dislike the most? And I have to say, I agree with every text we've gotten so far. Just awful. So let us know. Be part of the show. Great to hear from you guys. Find us. Get a hold of us any way you can. Stream, Pony Express, whatever. We'll read your text on the radio. I'm very excited because, Conrad, as you know, this is Thursday, and it is the popcorn pick of the week. And two guys have decided to join me to give. We're getting 2 for the price of 1, which is what Madison area listeners get every morning when they listen to these two guys on the radio. They are the hosts of the WMDX Morning Show in Madison here on Civic Media. And they are here to give us their popcorn pick of the week. John Peterson and Gordy Young, a.k.a. John and Gordy. Great to have you guys.
Yeah, it's great to be here, finally.
Hey, Pete.
We've
Good
been
to be here.
Get together for a long time, right?
That's right. If we have to do it on the radio, that's what we do.
I know.
Well, are you guys both at, it looks like you're just at your home. I always picture you guys just at the studio hanging out, even when you're not on the air. Like, that's just your life.
We like to spend as little time with each other as possible. We're paid to stay together for 2 hours a day. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't believe
That's in our deal.
He's very strict on that. But 2 for the price of 1. I didn't come up with that. I feel like we could now. So,
yeah.
Right, Gordy?
Yeah, and that's the way they pay us, too. 2 for the price of 1. So that's radio. What are you going to do?
That's true.
Conrad, cut that out. We don't need to get them in trouble.
Downside.
You guys are awesome. I'm such a huge fan. You've been great to me since I started here, and I just think you're both terrific. So I'm thrilled that you're both doing this. I also want to say your popcorn pick of the week can be something you saw last week or when you were a kid. You use your whole life as a reference point when you pick your movies. You probably already picked them, and that's fine.
Right.
But I'm just letting you guys know that. So I also want to say, I'm not a snitch, but I saw Sam, your hardworking producer, the second year in a row at the Wisconsin Film Festival. And damn, that guy can party.
We've heard, yeah. He slips from the studio sometimes.
Yeah, we trained him well.
I admire that he goes all out and he parties till he is asked to leave. And usually for good reasons. So it was great running into Sam. He's such a great guy.
Yeah,
he's a projectionist, and so he's very, very busy when the film festival time rolls around.
Was today the last day for the festival? I think he had to leave early.
Yeah, 9:30 in the morning movie he had to show.
Oh, what? Wow.
Yes, I don't know what it was though.
Listen, I don't want to start anything. He and Conrad don't get along at all. There's some kind of weird. I think there was a leg wrestle years ago and it went awry. But we need.
Those are dangerous.
They are dangerous. That's right.
Have you ever seen Sam's vehicle of choice? Do you know about this?
No,
his Volkswagen. He has a Volkswagen, 1974 Volkswagen Bug. It's all beat up. It's all crumpled up. It's got different colors on it, different fenders. Nothing matches on it. And
I think he painted a blue meanie on one of the doors, didn't he?
Yeah, blue meanie from Yellow Submarine, and it's got weird decals, and it's really something. We're going to take it out this summer as our John and Gordy vehicle if we go to any events.
Well, if the engine lasts that long, blowing engines.
Well, it's lasted this long. I mean, that would be terrible luck.
He's had different engines. He's put this thing together a couple of times since he's been with us. So.
Yeah. He almost killed himself. He put the engine up on a like a card table or between two card tables to work on it underneath, and then he got his finger caught in something and tried to pull it down, and then the engine was teetering. He barely escaped with his life. Yeah. So he loves that car.
I like him even more now. That's fantastic.
Gordy and I have a long history in cinema. I don't know if you know this, but we had the Big Sky Theater outdoor movie drama that we had each and every Friday night. Right? It was Friday night.
It was a TV show on Fox 47 in Madison. It was late at night, around 11 or midnight, and we did the interstitials. We did the little breaks, the commercial breaks, and we did little skits and everything, and that was a lot of fun.
We played two guys taking care of the concession stand, and I had this thing about the sporks, and I wanted people to return the damn things. If they,
a running gag.
A lot of money, so, but it was fun doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, that is hilarious. I love that.
And we had special guests. We had local celebrities of the day in Madison that would stop by during the show, and it was a good time.
I think it's time to bring that back. That sounds hilarious.
I kind of miss doing that.
John is really the film buff, by the way. I'm a very casual moviegoer. I don't really see a whole lot of movies, but I'm happy to offer my choice.
Okay.
John's really the movie critic. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just so you know.
So
now the pressure's on me.
You got to pick something good, John.
Yeah, I know.
This is fun. So, all right, knowing that, let's talk about what do you guys eat? Like when you go to the movies or when you watch them at home, what is your favorite movie snack? Let's start with Gordy.
Oh God. Movie snack. Well, when I go to, I only go to a few movies a year, but when I go and if I want a snack, I go with the, I think they make them still, the Bunch of Crunch, the Nestle's Bunch of Crunch.
Oh yeah. Those are great.
I like chocolate, and I like the crunch. So that would be my choice.
Nice.
John, what do you got?
Well, I'm kind of traditional. I like popcorn, lots of butter, lots of salt. And that's it. And the fact is now they give you beer and all these foods that you can take back to your seat now at the Marcus Theaters usually. So it's kind of nice. So every once in a while I get a beer, but by the end of the movie, you're really struggling
Stay awake.
To hold it in. Yeah. That's a tendency to run right through, beer is. Right?
I like the movie popcorn, but sometimes like when there's the butter on it, which makes it good, your fingers get all crazy. And even when you use a napkin, you still have like this, it's like a residue that lasts like the better part of a week, it seems like.
Yeah.
But I do like it.
I don't mind the fact that you can bring food now into the theaters, but I actually got about 4 free passes one time because I sat on somebody's nacho dips that they left in the seat, and it was dark, and I didn't see it, and I sat right in it, and then they gave me 4 free tickets.
That's just
that's my story. That's why I love cinema so much.
That is a miserable time at the movies.
Yeah.
Was it almost over, or did it just start?
No, that was right at the beginning.
Oh,
yeah,
that's terrible. The 4 passes, though, I like that. I like when you guys are at home watching films, is it different? Do you cook something? Like, I like to make food when I binge watch something or when I watch a movie at home. Like, I like to go outside the box a little bit and eat stuff at home that I can't get at the theaters. What about you guys?
Yeah, that's kind of fun to do every once in a while. I've got a dog. I've got a 2-year-old border collie that wants to eat everything I'm eating. So we have stopped having foods like that. Even popcorn drives me crazy. She wants to eat all my popcorn. That's how, that's about it for me.
As far as I'm concerned, just a bag of chips, I'm good to go. Bag of chips and a soda. That's it.
What kind
Nothing.
of chips?
I like to vary it up. I'm trying to find the healthiest chips, and there's some Tostitos or something like that are really healthy, but they're really hard to find.
Wait, Tostitos are really healthy?
Well, they have one brand of, how they have different flavors. This one is multi-grain, and it's got I don't know, some other good stuff in it, but I can't find it anywhere.
Well, they've got chips that are I guess fried in avocado oil now, which is really healthy.
Yeah.
My wife will say that. She'll go, well, why don't we just have sandwiches for dinner, but on your way home, pick up a fun chip.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's a fun chip? The chips like,
Well, I'm the snack guy in my family. Way back in the old days in the movie theaters, they had like 3 or 4 movies. That was what you went in
right.
for, 3 or 4 marathon movies. So I always bought at that time Slowpokes. I don't know if they have Slowpokes anymore. Have you seen anything like that at the concession?
Haven't seen them for decades.
No, that's like a milk dud on a stick, right?
Yeah,
Similar to like,
that's what it is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they had marketed it that way, they would have done better and maybe still been in business. But hey, guys, can we? John Peterson and Gordy Young are here, also known as John and Gordy from the WMDX Morning Show here on Civic Media in Madison. We've got a phone call, and I think this is pertains to our conversation. You mind if we take a quick call here?
Oh,
right,
sure.
Let's. Who do we have?
Brian from Milwaukee.
Brian from Milwaukee. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Hey, good. Yeah, when I heard you guys talk about everything you feed your dogs and how they want to eat just everything, we had a black lab coonhound mix. His name was Boomer, and he loved bananas. And it was crazy because we couldn't call it banana anymore because he knew what that was. Then we started calling it manna, and he knew what that was. And then it came to the point where he could be at the end of the hall on my parents' bed. I'd be in the kitchen, grab a banana, and as soon as it popped the end of that banana, he hears that, and here he comes drooling, and he'll sit down right next to me like, oh, you got banana? Like, dude, he loves his bananas.
I know. It's incredible. I mean, those dogs have the big round eyes, and you just can't resist, and you have to give them something.
No, you can't.
You can't even eat like a banana nut muffin, probably. It sounds like your dog is just totally onto you, Brian.
Yeah, it really has figured you out.
Brian, that's awesome.
Well,
Thank you.
They love popcorn, too. Like when I pop microwave popcorn, they're like, oh, someone's making popcorn. It's like,
Oh,
sounds
yeah.
Like Boomer.
Yeah.
It sounds like Boomer's a great way to keep the weight off because you just have to give up food altogether.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. See?
You guys have a good night.
Thank you, buddy. Thanks for the
Their
call.
own diet plan out there.
That's right. Boomer's diet. All right. I think we're at that point. Conrad, what do you think?
Right.
Are we ready to get the pick from these guys? I know they have great movies. Their popcorn pick of the week is about to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, Conrad, if you please. John Peterson, Gordy Young from the WMDX Morning Show in Madison are about to make the popcorn pick of the week. Who wants to go first?
Well, look, I'll go first, only because I recommend movies all the time to everybody.
Okay.
I recommend movies to Gordy and Sam, and they don't want to see them. They never remember the names of the movies that I give them to see, like, Darby O'Gill and the Little People, or maybe Metropolis, the latest version of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they haven't seen those, so I'm trying to get them to see it. Okay, my pick, and this will change constantly, your favorite picks, just whatever comes to mind, right? But one of the movies that really shocked and stunned me was Speed Racer.
Oh, wow.
The actual movie Speed Racer 2008, live action, as you know.
Emil Hirsch? Yeah.
Yeah. It was probably one of the most colorful, nicely, sweetly produced movies I have ever seen. I've never seen transitions from scene to scene done like that ever. And it is so colorful and so perfect. My Gen Z sons love the movie. It's a classic. It is. But it had so much bad publicity when it came out. No one went to see it.
You know what? So is Disney's Snow White that just came out, and everybody I know that's seen it loved it. So I don't understand it. My son loves Speed Racer 2, and he was like 7 years old when it came out. I think Conrad likes it. That's a great pick.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
I was not expecting
really
that, John.
Yeah.
All right, fantastic. Gordy Young, you are up, my friend. What is your popcorn?
See, now the pressure's on. John is, he's Mr. Movie. Really, he knows all these movies. He's seen them all. I'm very pedestrian in my choices, and I had a list. I had it down to 5 different movies.
Yeah,
and I found because I really couldn't figure. But the one that sticks with me, that if it comes on TV, I'm going to sit down and watch it. There's actually 2 like that, but Shawshank Redemption. I know everybody says that, right? That's pretty popular.
It's a great movie, yeah.
Yeah, and then the other one is Goodfellas. I'm not really a blood and gore kind of movie goer, but I love the mob movies, especially Goodfellas and anything in that genre. But Goodfellas, I always watch with De Niro and Ray Liotta and Pesci.
Made me way too nervous. Pesci made me way too nervous. I didn't know what he was going to do next.
You never know when he's going to go off on somebody.
Yeah, but it was way too intense.
Yeah.
All right. John and Gordy are here from the WMDX Morning Show. We'll have a few minutes left with these guys when we come back, and we'll break down these picks. They were fantastic. This is Pete Schwaba and Nite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
And put you in misery. Since I met this little woman, I feel it's happened to me. And I'm telling you, it's too late.
You're listening to the Talk of Green Bay, WGBW, home of Mino and the Mayor.
Mark your calendars for heart-pumping, exhilarating action at the 2025 Queen Marinette's Run the River Powerboat Races in Marinette, Wisconsin on June 7th and 8th. The action will be non-stop as these high-octane boats reach speeds over 105 miles per hour. Races kick off on Saturday and Sunday at 12:30 p.m. and will run throughout the day. Free for the whole family, this is the perfect summertime weekend getaway. For more information, head to fishonmarinette.com and click on the events page.
While the teams get ready to choose their top draft pick, you can help Mino and the Mayor choose their top craft pick.
Northeast Wisconsin is home to amazing breweries, wineries, cideries, and distilleries, and we need your help picking the best.
We've drafted 10 of our favorites, but which local craft beverage creator will go to number 1? That's up to you. Top craft pick creators include Sturgeon Spirits in Oshkosh, Timekeeper Distillery in Green Bay and Wausau, and Ledge Rock Distillery LLC in Eden. Vote for your favorite now by logging on WGBW.FM and click on Mino and the Mayor's Top Craft Pick. When you vote, you'll enter a random drawing to win $250 in gift cards from participating craft creators. Don't wait. Voting ends Friday, April 18th. Log on WGBW.FM and click on Mino and the Mayor's Top Craft Pick and vote right now. Mino and the Mayor's Top Craft Pick, drafting Northeast Wisconsin's finest one sip at a time.
UW-Madison is one of the country's leading hubs for supporting life-changing research and building a skilled workforce. An investment in UW-Madison helps make a healthier Wisconsin, build strong businesses, and win the war for workforce talent, not just at Madison, but across our entire state. Visit uwalumni.com/UW9 to tell your legislators to support UW-Madison in the Wisconsin state budget. That's UW alumni.
I didn't mention this at the beginning of the show. Our question tonight, folks, is what celebrity commercial drives you the most crazy? What do you dislike the most? I said the T-Mobile guys from Scrubs. Bridget from the 818 says, anything Ryan Reynolds is in. I am tired of his shtick. I could not agree more.
Yeah, I'm with her on that.
Enough. Yeah, with the mint and just stop.
You know,
That
I
guy's
know
so
his
annoying.
act. I know what he's into. You know, he talks fast. He's very
Right.
sarcastic. Okay, you know, stop bringing it to the commercial screen. I don't want to see it there. Just leave it in the movies.
Totally agree. He thinks he's real cute, you know, the way he talks. And
Yeah.
I think the three of us should give him a beating. I don't want to advocate
You're
violence,
right.
but let's you
Let's
guys already
talk
have
him.
a partnership, but let's be a trio and go around and beat
Yeah.
people
I'm
up.
in.
I think that could be
Next time he's in
fun.
town, we'll start.
This is good too on the stream. PJ says, my go-to is Popcorners are a brand of American
Yes.
corn chips.
Yeah.
Everybody's giving the thumbs up.
Those are
Those are
great
really
chips.
good.
Really?
Those are good. Yeah.
Owned by PepsiCo that are popped like popcorn. I think I'm going to make a pit stop on the way
Yeah,
home.
popcorn. They're triangles, and the good thing about them is they chose not to put garlic and onion seasoning on them. You know, I am so done with onion and garlic seasoning on everything. Stop it. You know, I just want the real flavor of jalapeno or whatever it is, lime. You know, that's my big complaint.
Folks, you are seeing a side of John Peterson you might not be
know.
used to seeing, at least not on Nightlight anyway. That's awesome, John. When you guys are at a movie, what do you do? Do you tell people, like, if people are quiet, here's my issue. It's either kids being jerks and talking loud, and I'll shush them, but it's equally as annoying are the old people who think they're in their living room. Now, who's that actor? Oh, he was in that other movie with The Thing. It's like, come on. You know, do you guys shush people, or do you just kind of try to get through it?
I get through it. In fact, I'm probably the one that everybody hates who talks during a movie, because I'm telling my sons, well, you know, I'm referencing an older movie, and I'm telling them, you know, that I like this or I like that, or the actor is forcing it, or he's overacting, or does he actually, you know, think he believes this? I'm making comments all the way through, very, very quietly, but maybe not. I don't know. You know, I have that radio voice that carries, so I'm not quite sure.
I give him one kind of, but I don't look at him. I'll do it maybe once or twice. If that doesn't work, I get up and move. I don't care if it's in the middle of the movie. I'll go find another seat.
See, I do the opposite. I'll give the look, give the look, but I think that the anonymous shush is smarter because if they are packing, they don't know who to shoot, right? When you're in the movie theater. So I think that's probably
that's
probably
a great
wise.
idea, actually. It's a great idea.
You guys, this is fun. Who do you have coming up tomorrow on the show?
Well, every Friday we have our friend Rocker who does Maxing Preview. The show is on the Civic Media Network on the weekends, Saturday night, and a replay on Sunday. So we always talk to Rocker and get a little preview, kind of like you talk to Terry Barr, Bar Night Fridays.
Bar Band Friday night.
Bar Band Friday.
We take a half hour, play Wisconsin music. That's what it's all
that's
about.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
you guys talk about a lot of different stuff. You do politics sometimes. You do entertainment. And you got Rocker coming out. What gets you the most excited? You've been doing this for a while. What do you get excited to talk about on your show the most?
We never get excited, Pete. We're too old to get excited. It's just, we just move on. We just got a big pile of papers and we go through them.
I kind of get excited about tech. You know, I like the new tech that comes out.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, it's always something new. Like, you know, the new EVs that are coming out. China has these incredible EV vehicles now that are actually more popular than Teslas. The most popular EV vehicle in the world right now. And they have it sells for like $15,000 an EV, and it's and it's got like 300 miles per charge. It's just an incredibly high tech interior of the car. So
John likes a lot of tech, and he spends most of his free time at Costco, also just wandering around aimlessly and looking for the next big great buy. He's a lifelong Costco member.
But, you know, I was listening to Mike Mercury talking about going up to, Bay Peninsula.
Bay Mills
performing up
Casino,
there at the casino. And I'm thinking, there's nothing up there. There's nothing up there. And if there's no Woodman's and if there's no Costco, I'm not there.
You want no part of it.
No.
I gotta share this text with you guys too. I totally forgot about this. Anna from Madison says, Pete, did you know John and Gordy are nominated for the Best of Madison radio team?
Oh, yeah.
That's exciting.
We've heard that rumor, and we're trying to substantiate it. We're not really sure. We already asking for a recount.
I'm pretty
we don't
confident
know.
we have that. We're in the running.
Yeah.
From what
That's
we
all
hear.
you want, right? You just want to be in the
In the
conversation,
running, yeah.
right?
Yeah. That's it. I can't believe it. They have like 3 selections, first, second, and third place. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Now they have like 7 people where they have to choose from. 7. Why not just have 3 to pick from?
Yeah.
Anyway, well,
I hope you guys win.
I can't find.
Well, thank you.
Anything.
Last year we took 3rd place in the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association Best Morning Show, and but we didn't get nominated in that this year. But Best of Madison, if that happens, we're all in. Yeah.
We're both Best of Madison winners in the past.
Yeah.
Nice.
I won in 1994, and for Best TV Personality when I was doing TV weather. And John, when did you win?
I won in 92, and it was a 2-partner radio team. Yeah.
Oh man, that's
So
fantastic. Well,
neither of us have won anything since then. So
nobody that listens to you guys would be surprised. And I say bring back the interstitial thing with the sport. Wear a skort to host the show, and welcome back to sport. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for your time tonight.
Thanks,
and,
Pete. We want to get you on our show sometime when you can get up early.
Anytime. I'll get up at 5 a.m. for you guys. I'll do a Rocky. I'll drink raw eggs, and we'll come on the air and have a
wonderful.
Great time.
That was a good deal.
All right, have a great
Thank
night.
you, Pete.
Thanks so much. That's John Peterson and Gordy Young. Check out the John and Gordy show on WMDX in Madison every morning. Such a phenomenal show and 2 great guys. We will be back after the news, after Civic Media's news team keeps you informed with the guy with the coolest name in entertainment. That's coming up next. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Mobile Show.
This week on The Revolution, we're joined by
me, Kristen Meyerly.
Hey, and we're going to talk about the big topic of abortion. You're not going to want to miss this.
Rational Revolution with Mark Becker, Saturdays at 2, Sundays at 1 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the app. The Todd Alba Show.
Markets continue to tumble after Donald Trump's additional tariffs. I'm not here to tell anybody, I told you so. I think it goes to show how much hurt, anxiety, and angst there was in the voting public in the fall. They were looking for anything to believe in. But now the hard, cold reality is starting to slap people in the face. Trump and Vance have lied, and now the chickens are coming home to roost.
The Todd Alba Show. Weekdays noon till 2 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the app. Local radio for you and your community. It's Civic Media's mission with stations across Wisconsin. Find your favorites at civicmedia.us. This is 97.9 WGBW Denmark, Green Bay's real news and great conversation, a Civic Media radio station.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. A deadly helicopter crash in the Hudson River across from New York City. All 6 people on board, the pilot, and a family of 5 from Spain, including 3 children, killed in the crash.
These helicopter tourist flights are quite common. This particular Bell 206 was on its 6th run of the day. A similar tourist helicopter actually crashed into the Hudson River in 2018, and ever since, there's been a debate about how many of these flights there are over such a busy corridor in the city.
ABC's Aaron Katursky. Wall Street closed sharply lower today, wiping away some of the previous day's rallies as investors digested President Trump's decision to suspend some tariffs for 90 days while escalating a trade war with China. On Capitol Hill, Republican leaders pushed through a budget blueprint to fund Trump's domestic agenda, despite some GOP hardliner opposition. And the House today passing a bill to require proof of citizenship to register to vote. That now heads to the Senate. This is ABC News.
I'm Lisa Hale with WGBW News, your news roundup in quick podcast form. You can find it anywhere at the WGBW website, WGBW.fm. For 97.9 WGBW News, I'm Lisa Hale. Verizon has spent over $21 million to shore up cellular and broadband service at the Lambeau Field area in anticipation of the 250,000 plus people that will be coming to the area for the NFL Draft 2025. But That's not the only investment Verizon is making. Andy Brady, Verizon's market president, says it will pay off $3 million in veterans' medical debt over the next 3 years.
I'm a huge proponent of helping those who helped create the life that we live. And certainly, we think about, we get the opportunity to watch a football game. We get the opportunity to live our lives because of people who, frankly, sometimes gave their lives.
Verizon made that announcement as part of the Packers tailgate tour, which is going on this week. Speaking of the NFL Draft 2025, the roof to the theater stage is up as construction for the draft event continues near.
Hey, Max, can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear and see me?
Yeah, I just wanted to test your mic before going on air.
Okay.
Yeah, this sounds great.
Cool.
All right. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
4-year-old James Balefuss, a bowling coach for Seymour Schools, was charged with strangulation and suffocation, child abuse intentionally causing harm, and disorderly conduct. The criminal complaint says Balefuss admitted to officers that he lost control when he became frustrated with the child's language and arguing. A letter to parents in the school district said they are meeting with the bowling team members who witnessed the event to discuss how to move forward. Balefuss was scheduled to make his initial appearance in Outagamie County Court yesterday. I'm Lisa Hale, 97.9 WGBW News.
The Brewers lose to the Rockies. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. The Rockies beat the Brewers today in Denver 7-2. It was a tight 2-1 ball game in favor of Colorado through 7 until the bottom of the 8th when the Rockies had a 5-run rally. But the Brewers come away with a series win, 2-1. It's the first time Milwaukee has won a series at Coors Field since May of 2018. Next, they head to Phoenix tonight where they open a 3-game weekend series tomorrow night against the Diamondbacks. NBA, Bucks hosting the Pelicans tonight at 5 Surf Forum. Milwaukee's won 5 in a row. Doc Rivers asked, did he ever think they could do this without Damian Lillard?
No, not just efficiency. No way. I think, honestly, it's Giannis with the ball in his hands a lot. We have a ton of shooting. And that plays into it as well. Scoot's giving us a huge lift. So, it's just all men on deck. But no, I did not. I'm surprised by it, but I love it.
That's Bucks head coach Doc Rivers. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
Your news, conversations, and a whole lot of fun. It's all on your local Civic Media radio station or the Civic Media app.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Maybe a shower this evening, otherwise mostly cloudy tonight and a low in the low 30s. For tomorrow, partly sunny and warmer, high in the mid-50s. Becoming breezy for the weekend with highs near 60. Dry on Saturday, rain chance Sunday. It's 46 right now.
The Todd Alba Show.
Markets continue to tumble after Donald Trump's additional tariffs. I'm not here to tell anybody, oh, I told you so. I think it goes to show how much hurt, anxiety, and angst there was in the voting public in the fall. They were looking for anything to believe in. But now the hard, cold reality is starting to slap people in the face. Trump and Vance have lied, and now the chickens are coming home to roost.
The Todd Alba Show. Weekdays noon till 2 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the app.
When a parent sees their child smile, they see hope. Aleem hoped that his son Rajib would have an easier life than he had. You see, Rajib, just like his father, was born with a cleft. But thanks to Smile Train, both father and son received free, life-changing surgeries, transforming their smiles into symbols of hope. To learn more and support the global cleft community, visit smiletrain.org/learn. Smile Train, changing the world one smile at a time.
Dr. Kristen Lyerly.
And this week, we're going to be talking with Appleton's own Emily Cephos about the results of the Supreme Court race and what this means.
Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood. And now, a guy who believes a penny saved isn't jack Pete Schwaba.
Welcome back to Nite Lite, ladies and gentlemen. Great to have you with me on this Thursday night in beautiful downtown Green Bay. Weather is starting to get a little warmer slowly but surely, and spring is upon us in Wisconsin. It doesn't really seem like it wants to be, but we'll get there. All right, so coming up in just a few minutes, or at the bottom of the hour, I should say, is Logan Rogie. He is from Travel Wisconsin. He's their senior communications specialist. He will be here to tell us what's going on in springtime in Wisconsin. Always fun to talk to Logan. Right now, I'm excited to talk to my next guest. We've established he has the coolest name in show business, but he also, we've been talking about film festivals a lot because I was just at the Wisconsin Film Festival. The Milwaukee Film Festival is right around the corner. But wedged in between these two big film festivals, probably the two biggest in the state, is another really cool film festival. And this next guest founded it. He's also a writer, and he joins us now over the stream, Maximilian Blaska. Hey, Max.
Thanks for having me, Pete. Glad to be here.
I have to ask, do you go by Maximilian or Max? Do you have a preference?
I prefer Max. My Facebook account was deleted back in 2010, and so that's why on Facebook I'm Maximilian, but everywhere else I'm just Max.
Okay, so in that case, I'm kind of glad you said that because I had a horse in this race. I was hoping for Max because Max Blaska is, I don't think you could find a cooler name anywhere.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you like your name?
Yes. Yes. It's Bohemian German. Check.
Oh, okay. I just think it's cool. So I think you could say that when people ask you your ethnicity, you could just say it's cool. They should understand.
Thank you.
Max, it's great to have you tonight. We have, all right, so I was just talking about these other film festivals. Do you go to other film festivals? We'll jump into the Mental Health Warrior Film Festival shortly here, but did you scout other film festivals to get ideas, or how do you even go about starting a film festival?
Well, it all started when I was the lead writer and spearheader of Last Rung on the Ladder, the Stephen King Dollar Baby film that I co-wrote, and the film became a message about mental health,
right?
And not just the story itself, but my story. I've struggled with severe anxiety, depression, suicidal ideation most of my life. And this film, basically, I became my own. It saved and changed my life. And I knew that there were other filmmakers out there who basically have the same story. And I wanted to have a film festival that was all about mental health. And I took my film, Last Ring on the Ladder, to film festivals in Vegas, California, Mental Health Festival in Denver, Colorado, one of the 6, and I wanted to have my own. And of course, in the first year, I screened my own film, and we had films in our first year from all over America and a couple international ones.
That's really exciting. All right, so The Last Rung on the Ladder, we've talked a lot about it on this show, actually, because some of your collaborators, Kurt Krause, Jeff Blankenship, and a lot of guys up here in Northeast Wisconsin were part of that. You were the writer and one of the producers. How is that intimidating, trying to adapt Stephen King's work, maybe one of the most prolific writers of the modern day?
Being a fan, yes. I was afraid that I might do things that might upset him, and but I haven't heard that he hated it. I haven't heard that he loved it. I'm working on a letter to send them about adapting into a feature film. If I can get over my dreadful fear of rejection and actually send it out.
Boy, that's it's interesting that you have. I mean, we all have a fear of rejection, but in this business, to have a serious fear of rejection, how do you deal with that?
Well, I have the same fears that everyone else does, just when you have OCD and anxiety and depression, multiply it by 10. But the thing is, I just push through it. And when I get the victory, it's twice the sweeter for it. And that's why this film festival, I mean, having your own film festival and having filmmakers from Chicago, from Iowa, from California, from Toronto, Canada, come down to an event I put on. It was awesome, but even though I had one successful film festival, I'm now terrified that I will have an unsuccessful film festival this May 3rd.
Really?
Yes. And I found out that imposter syndrome is anxiety for successful people.
Okay, very interesting. Yeah, well, right. Every time we take a swing, there's always that potential that you'll get rejected, or that they won't like your script, or like a joke you wrote, or a song, whatever. Does writing, Max, help you deal with your OCD? Is that therapeutic in any way, or do you stress about that too?
When I can get through the first 5 to 7 minutes of pure terror, it flows like a river. But it's getting through that period. Just like sending out emails to people who might be able to help me for my film festival. I sent an email to Yam Bialik's Breakdown podcast, seeing if she might be interested in talking about my film festival, and contacting potential sponsors. All these things would make normal people uncomfortable, but for me, it's almost paralyzing. But I do it anyway. And that's what a mental health warrior does. You go through all the depression, anxiety, and some people hallucinations, whatever the mental illness is, but you break through it. And I believe creativity is one of the best tools we have to fight both the demons inside us, but also the stigmas surrounding mental illness. And that's the whole point of Mental Health Warrior.
That's so very well said. And it's so great that everybody deals with mental health on one level or another. So for you to have had your experiences and created a film festival with this theme, I think is really spectacular, Max. So it says on your website, the Mental Health Warrior Film Festival is a film festival that focuses on breaking down mental health barriers through cinema. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yes. All the films featured deal with mental illness in one way or another. One of the films that's screening this year, called She's on the Run, is from a filmmaker of Indiana, about a woman dealing with depression and suicidal ideation, who goes into kind of a 1980s fantasy film with like 80s music, 80s clothes. There is a couple films about people who are feeling suicidal and overcoming. There's a great Russian film called Alice about a suicidal guy in a relationship with an AI.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and we have films like from all over the world. And the great thing about us is you can see the films May 4th at Flicks Brewhouse in Madison, Wisconsin. But there were so many films. We got 60 short films and 10 features. But we only had enough money to have a one-day film festival. So I decided to make it hybrid. So we could have the films that were high quality, but we just couldn't fit into the schedule, that people can watch from the 4th. The in-person film festival is the 3rd. The online is from the 4th to the 11th. And we have films from Asia, films from Europe, and I'm very proud of our selection.
My guest is Max Blaska, the owner of the coolest name, maybe not just in show business, maybe anywhere. He joins us over the stream tonight to talk about his film, The Last Rung on the Ladder, and the Mental Health Warrior Film Festival, which takes place May 4th at Flicks Brewhouse in Madison.
May 3rd at Flicks Brewhouse.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought May 4th.
I want to make that clear.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that. Yeah.
Yes, it's the 4th is when we have the films available online.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I misunderstood. Okay. Thank you for clearing that up.
Oh, that's okay.
Is it harder to program a festival, Max, that has such a specific mission? Like you just said, all the films, not just, a theme, but all the films that you pick have a mental health angle to them. Are there more out there than we thought, or are they hard to find?
No. I mean, like I said, we had to turn some down because we had like 60 shorts and 10 features. But thankfully, we have a great committee with Kurt Krause filmmaker from Chicago, Richard Bergen, Deanna Culver, Brian Bells here from Madison, Jessica Hazley. And I know I'm forgetting someone, and I apologize if I am. One of the things about having anxiety is you have brain fog, and your brain is going so fast that sometimes you forget things.
Right, absolutely.
But I had a committee that was able to say, well, maybe not this one, but this one. Wait, we don't have enough comedies. Let's put this one because it's a comedy, and we'll make sure we have a documentary. So what was difficult was trying to decide what to screen in person and what to just screen online.
Okay, very well said. Do you have other mental health platforms surrounding the movies, right? Don't you have? I remember this from last year. You had mental health people on site that people could talk to. So interesting. Tell us about that.
We are partnering this year with NAMI, Wisconsin. And Frankie Jo Moscato's Suicide Prevention Foundation. She's up in Oshkosh. And so we will have a peer specialist at the theater. We will have a representative from Frankie Jo's foundation. We will have pamphlets and flyers that have mental health resources in the area. We'll have cards with suicide prevention numbers on it. And this is as much of an awareness festival as it is about films, and it's a fundraiser. That's one of the interesting things that make kind of us difference is it is all proceeds will either go to NAMI Wisconsin or and Frankie Jo Moscato's foundation. And this year is slightly different because we're partnering with NAMI, an umbrella organization that 1/3 of the proceeds will help fund next year's festival.
That's fantastic. All right, my guest is Max Blaska. We'll have a few more minutes with Max after this very short break. This is Night Light with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Open up your heart, let's come together.
Home for Matinee on Air.
The 2025 draft is almost here, bringing in guests from around the world for this once-in-a-lifetime event. Enjoy ultra-high-end luxury with Simple Life Hospitality's NFL Draft Homes. Available to fit all budgets. Experience hospitality at its finest with concierge services like private chefs, transportation, grocery delivery, and daily excursions. Doing a corporate retreat? Have your company host a party at a draft home in walking distance to Lambeau. Visit simpleliferentals.com and make the most of this unforgettable event.
Mark your calendars for heart-pumping, exhilarating action at the 2025 Queen Marinette's Run the River Powerboat Races in Marinette, Wisconsin on June 7th and 8th. The action will be non-stop as these high-octane boats reach speeds over 105 miles per hour. Races kick off on Saturday and Sunday at 12:30 p.m. and will run throughout the day. Free for the whole family, this is the perfect summertime weekend getaway. For more information, head to fishonmarinette.com and click on the events page.
It's that time of year where we all know that Easter is coming up, which means that the Easter Bunny is on his way as we speak, hopping a little bit this way and a whole lot of that way, hiding all the eggs and the candy, and who knows what else he's up to. Find out where he is today by going to WGBW.FM and clicking events, because the guy's got a busy schedule, and quite frankly, I only get so many spots a week and I just can't fit them all. So head to the website, click events, and see where he's at, and tell him Danvers are better than Nant. He'll know what it means.
This message is sponsored by WisCaregiver.com. People across Wisconsin are enjoying the rewards, stability, and flexibility of a career in healthcare. Why not you? WisCaregiver.com gets you started. Choose between two great options. Become a CDCP, Certified Direct Care Professional, or a CNA, Certified Nurse Aide. Training is free. Plus, earn a $500 bonus.
Welcome back to Night Light, ladies and gentlemen. Great to have you with me on this Thursday night. Lots of film talk. It was our popcorn pick of the week with John and Gordy. Now we're talking to Max Blaska, who is the founder of the Mental Health Warrior Film Festival. Our question tonight is, what celebrity commercial drives you the most crazy or do you dislike the most? Christine from the 414 says, that actor painting everything orange. I forgot his name. Do you know that one? That one
I was
slips my
trying. I
mind
looked
right
it
now.
up. I could not find who it is.
Yeah. Thank you for the text, though. But I think Bridget's text about Ryan Reynolds was just spot on. I
Oh,
can't believe I
no,
forgot
Ryan
about that.
Reynolds. Ryan
My
Reynolds.
guest is Max Blaska, who is the founder of the Mental Health Warrior Film Festival. Max, can you made reference earlier to a mental health warrior. Is that someone who just confronts their mental health, or can you be more specific about defining what that means?
Well, I don't like the word survivor. He's a mental health survivor, or he suffers from mental illness. It's a little too passive. So that's why I like mental health warrior. I mean, we fight thoughts that would drive other people to the hills. I mean, we have paralyzing anxiety. We have hallucinations. We have paranoia. We have depression. We have suicidal ideation, but we don't let it stop us. We fight. We move on. We move forward. And that is the whole point of this. And actors and musicians have been open about being mental health. That's why I'm making videos on my Instagram channel to celebrities. It might not do anything, but Ryan Reynolds is actually, it's funny that you mentioned Ryan Reynolds. He has been so open about his struggles with anxiety. He actually spoke at a mental health nonprofit's big conference last year. He's my white whale. If I could, because I have dreams of other mental health events, like concerts where musicians sing the songs that got them through high school, sci-fi conventions, comedy shows, all dealing with mental health. I mean, that's the ultimate dream.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic.
And
yeah. Oh, go ahead.
I also want to say we did one thing different in this film festival than last year. Last year was just an all-day pass, and a lot of people kind of thought, wow, I don't want to spend all day in the theater. So this year we have 2 blocks of 2 90-minute screenings each. An afternoon block with 2 90-minute screenings of shorts, and an evening block with 1 90-minute block of shorts and a feature film.
Oh, that's fantastic. Give us the dates again. It's at Flicks Brew House, right? In Madison, Max. Give us the exact dates.
Flicks Brew House on the 3rd. It starts at 1, and the second block starts at 5:30.
Okay.
We're having a mixer at the Schwaba Cat nearby East Town the previous night, the 2nd, at 7. And the films, for any of your viewers who are not in Wisconsin who can't come down, the online festival starts the Sunday, the 4th. And if you can only make it to one of the blocks, the afternoon or the evening, you will be given a code to see the films you would have missed online.
And how can people find? Do they just Google Mental Health Warrior Film Festival and they'll have access to tickets?
The website is www.mentalhealthwarriorfilmfest.com. We are on Facebook and Instagram, and you can Google if you want. But our website is the best because it also shows. We show all the films that are screening in person. Or Ventive Virtual has all the films that we're screening virtual.
That's excellent. You've got some fans on the stream, Max, too. Jeff Blankenship says, this is a great festival. He also says, and he answered our question. He said, I've grown very tired of the Manning Brothers ads. I'm with you, Jeff.
Me too, Jeff.
Craig, Max, too. Craig says, yay, Max. So it's great to have you on the show. Before we let you go, Max, where can we see The Last Rung on the Ladder yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
But you know what? I have to just. What's the worst that could happen? King would not answer back, or King's lawyers will say, "Stop sending me letters."
Yeah.
The problem is it's still King owns the rights. I can only screen it in film festivals. I'm sending it to Wawega, and I will let you know if there are any film festivals in the area that are going to screen it.
All right, fantastic. Well, it's been great having you on the show, Max.
Thank
Don't
you,
be a
Pete.
stranger. I wish you luck. Break a leg. With the film
Pete.
Yeah.
If you would want to come, we do have a couple comp tickets set aside for press.
Oh, thank you very much. I will. I wish I don't live in Madison, but if I can make it down there, I would love to. I love film festivals, and I just love the energy of them. So I appreciate that, and I'll let you know. Maybe I can work it out. Who knows? So
Cool.
Thank you very much, though.
Thank you, Pete.
Have a great night, Max, and good luck with the festival. It's great getting to know you. Thank you, buddy.
You too. Bye.
All right, that's Max Blaska, the coolest name in show business, ladies and gentlemen. PJ on the stream says, "Oh, the U.S. Cellular commercials are annoying. I have to mute them each time they play." I do that with a lot of ads, PJ. Steady Eddie weighed in here on the text line. He says, "Worst celebrity commercial. Don't even know their names. One guy is white, the other guy is black. I think they are on a TV show, and in the ad, they are singing badly about Verizon and some other dumb phone company. Really bad. Help me."
Is
That's
that the T-Mobile?
That's
Yeah,
my least
yeah,
favorite.
yeah.
Steady Eddie, you and I are commercial celebrity hating soulmates here, buddy. He says, had a Chevy Caprice 30 years ago. It was pretty much the same as a Buick LeSabre. The anti-chick magnets. The Caprice and the LeSabre were brothers by another General Motors mother. My Chevy Caprice was stolen twice. Oh, how desperate were they? Unfortunately for me, I got it back both times. Fortunately? No, he said unfortunately. Like only Steady Eddie can. FYI, the LeSabre was made from 1959 through 2015. So in another 10 or 15 years, you won't have the beautiful Buick LeSabre to kick around anymore. And then he says, Mr. Schwaba. He's making fun of my name, Conrad. He knows how to spell it. Steady Edward, Steadfast Eddie. He says, P.S. concerning last night's question, I'm thinking about changing my name, but because of high inflation, instead of Maximilian, I'm thinking about changing my name to Maxibillion or Maxitrillion. Well done, Steady Eddie, as always. He says, oh, and then another text from him. He says, Pete, the guy painting the house orange commercial, Ted Danson, Consumer Cellular?
Maybe it is.
I'll take his word for it. I don't know. We've got pre-recorded content coming up, folks, but thank you for all your texts. This has been a fun question, and we'll be right back after the news. Civic Media's news team will keep you informed, and Logan Rogie will be here to tell us all the cool places we should be going in Wisconsin this spring and summer. This is Pete Schwaba and Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network.
And she can't do a thing to me. I just wanna dance the night away.
From Hobart to Bay Settlement, 97.9 WGBW. You can always continue the conversation on social media. Share your thoughts when you find and follow Civic Media on Facebook, X, and Instagram.
From local news to what's going on around the state, Civic Media's mission is to bring you real news and great conversation. For 97.9 WGBW News, I'm Lisa Hale. Forward New London gathered en masse near Tyson Foods plant Wednesday to protest the Trump administration's termination of the Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela parole program in March. The program gives temporary legal status to about 500,000 people nationwide. Protester Emily Cephos said the people here on the CHNV program are living, working, and paying taxes. They have legal visas and have been vetted, yet they've been asked to self-deport by April 24th. She said many are fearful to return to their home countries and are experiencing anxiety and uncertainty. Meanwhile, in a semi-related story, international students across Wisconsin have had their visas revoked. Savannah Tomei Olson has that story.
According to the State Journal, another 13 students at UW-Madison have had their visas revoked. That's on top of the 13 that were announced on Monday and the 14 visas canceled at other UW system schools. That means at least 40 students and alumni statewide have had their visas revoked. Obviously, this is a fluid situation and the numbers are changing. According to the New York Times, this has now happened to about 300 students across the nation. Until now, if a visa was canceled, that only meant people couldn't leave the U.S. and regain entry. They would have to apply for a new visa for that. But they were usually allowed to keep their status as legal residents, according to the Associated Press. But the outlet reports some students are also losing their status as legal residents. And when that happens, they could risk being arrested by ICE if they don't leave immediately. For Civic Media News, I'm Savannah Tomei Olson.
I'm Lisa Hale, 97.9 WGBW News. For news anytime, log on to WGBW.FM.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. If you're heading to the theater this weekend, there are 4 films opening that are all reviewing quite well. The Amateur is a much-publicized action thriller starring Rami Malek as a CIA analyst whose wife is killed, motivating him to become more than just an analyst. The film is currently rating in the mid-60s on Rotten Tomatoes. Drop is being called a Hitchcockian-style thriller about a widowed mother who goes on a date during which her phone is inundated with threatening messages. The film is currently pulling a 90+% on Rotten Tomatoes. Also opening this weekend is Warfare, a war drama written and directed by Iraq War veteran Ray Mendoza. The film is currently in the low 90s on Rotten Tomatoes. The King of Kings is an animated family drama that tells the story of Jesus and brings some heavy hitters to the voiceover roles, including Kenneth Branagh, Uma Thurman, Mark Hamill, and Pierce Brosnan. It's drawing a 75% on Rotten Tomatoes. Let's go to the movies. For more showbiz fun, tune in to Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Enjoying this local program? Find the complete Civic Media lineup at civicmedia.us or the Civic Media app.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Maybe a shower this evening, otherwise mostly cloudy tonight and a low in the low 30s. For tomorrow, partly sunny and warmer, high in the mid-50s. Becoming breezy for the weekend with highs near 60. Dry on Saturday, rain chance Sunday. Currently, it's 44 degrees.
I'm Dan Schaefer. Let's recombobulate. In the April 1st spring election, Susan Crawford won the incredibly expensive race for Wisconsin Supreme Court. And she didn't just win, but won decisively, gaining 55% of the vote, a 10-point margin ahead of her opponent, Brad Schimmel. It is a remarkable victory. And in so many ways, this race became a referendum on Elon Musk, from his prominent position in the Trump administration to the tens of millions of dollars he put towards backing Brad Schimmel in this race. And Wisconsin voters spoke decisively, rejecting Musk at this critical moment. All 72 counties in Wisconsin shifted to the left from last fall's election. That includes Brown County, home to Green Bay, where Musk held a rally just days before the election, handing out million-dollar checks. The sweeping results we're seeing are going to send a powerful message that will resonate nationally. Wisconsin voters spoke loud and clear, saying, "We cannot be bought."
Find all of Dan's work at the Recombobulation area and on our website at civicmedia.us.
Excited to get your garden growing? You're not alone. More people plant gardens every
Welcome back. Oh, it is the Christmas Eve of weeknights, folks. Thursday night here at Nightlight. Great to have you with me as we broadcast live statewide from beautiful downtown Green Bay. And for our next guest, I think he would agree it's beautiful in downtown Green Bay and probably also agree that everywhere in our state is beautiful because that's his job. Logan Rogie has been on the show before. He's the Senior Communications Specialist at Travel Wisconsin, and he joins us now over the stream. Hey, buddy, how are you?
Doing well, Pete. Thanks for having me back on the program. And Christmas Eve of the weekend, I love that description. That's how I always feel on a Thursday.
Yeah, same here. You can't go wrong with a Thursday night. And it's kind of like Christmas Eve all the time for you, though. You get to, like, I love having you on to discuss fun things about Wisconsin. And I have a few other guests I have on that I do that with as well. But, you know, all you do is explore the state, and probably you have stuff about your job that's not as fun. But I would imagine every day's Christmas when you're talking about Wisconsin, right?
Yeah, it's great to talk about Wisconsin. It's better to go out and experience it yourself. One of the things that I just love so much about the state is it's not static. We're dynamic. We're a 4 seasons destination with different sort of experiences, events, and activities in every single season. So excited to be joining you today to talk about some of those spring focused ideas and what folks can get out and do this season.
That's great. You just made me think of something. How much of your job, you're the Senior Communications Specialist. So how much of your job, if any, do you actually use to explore the state, or do you do that on your free time? Like, how much of it is getting out of the office and seeing some of these things that you talk about a lot?
It's a little bit of here and there. I was in La Crosse earlier earlier this year on a work trip. It was awesome. That was the first time I'd been back in probably a good 8 years, and such a special community, right there on the Mississippi River. You got that 600-foot Granddad Bluff just framing the city. So I do have those opportunities to get out and experience the state through the eyes of my work, but I love taking it in personally through the lens of camping. Love spending time outdoors. We have such a strong state park system. They're actually celebrating 125 years this year, the Wisconsin State Park System. So I have several trips planned on the books for this summer to get out and explore the state through the state parks.
That is fantastic. Well, let's talk about some of the stuff coming up. You've got, you guys have a trail report, just sort of a resource to plan hiking and biking trips. Where are the best places to do that? And tell us a little bit about what you guys would recommend.
Yeah, so the Wisconsin Trail Report, it's this comprehensive tool for planning those outdoor adventures you'd mentioned. It's hiking and biking, and really this is a interactive map to help folks kind of take the guesswork out of the planning. You can find more than 175 trail networks scattered throughout the state for hiking and biking. You'll learn about what the conditions are like. That is especially important for biking in the early part of the season when those trails might be a little muddy and they're closed, so you can learn exactly when they open. But we want to make it more than just learning about conditions. It's also a planning resource. You can click a trail on that map. You can find out nearby restaurants to check out or places to stay, events that are happening in the area. So at this point, we're just gearing up that resource for the season, and it's going to be a good one to go to throughout the spring, the summer, and fall. But you had asked, for a hiking recommendation.
Yeah.
This is one I haven't been to myself, but it's in the Kettle Moraine State Forest. So I've been just a gem of southeast Wisconsin, and they have a ton of different hiking options, but there's this cool one called the Paradise Springs Nature Trail that's near Eagle, Wisconsin, and it actually winds past the remnants of this former resort hotel that the elite of Milwaukee used to go to. So you're gonna kind of go by these like dilapidated remains of this early 20th century hotel. They have a horse track there, shuffleboard court, trout holding pond, but the end of this trail is it's the signature site. It's this hauntingly beautiful abandoned spring house. So just really kind of like a hidden gem.
Wow, that sounds fantastic. I want to ask you something on a list you sent us, because I find this really exciting. Up near Peshtigo, on the Peshtigo River, a few years ago, I think it was March or April, we went over there because the sturgeon were coming up to spawn, and I was absolutely fascinated how close there's like a walkway over the Peshtigo River, this little area near an old factory, and you're 8 or 9 feet away from these sturgeon. There's so many of them. They're crawling over each other. Some of them were 10 or 12 feet long. You say the sturgeon spawn in Shawano County. Did we miss that in Northeast Wisconsin, or is that still coming up?
So I'm so glad you'd mentioned this, because a coworker of mine has highly recommended checking out the sturgeon spawn. He is an avid outdoorsman. He's seen, blue whales and all these other like massive creatures and incredible natural phenomena. He puts that sturgeon spawn at the top of the list. I know in Shawano, at their sturgeon park, that's a popular place to see the sturgeon spawn. That typically happens in April, but the city of Shawano helps take the guesswork out of it. They actually operate a sturgeon cam with a live feed of the dam there. Yeah. So you can see when the sturgeon are spawning and be able to plan that trip there. Really a quick, accessible day trip option for folks living in Northeast Wisconsin.
How do you access that, the sturgeon cam? Is it on their city website or on your website? How does that work?
Yeah, that's at the city of Shawano.com website. Yep.
That is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. For those of you listening who have never seen something like this, you're so close to them. They're so big, and they're prehistoric creatures. It's like something you have never seen before. Very exciting. You also have on the list the Janesville, a lot of things in southern Wisconsin, the Janesville Rotary Botanical Gardens. What's going on there?
So, spring is when all those buds and blossoms start popping up. It's one of the big reasons people love the season, and they are going to be on full display soon at the Janesville Rotary Botanical Garden. It's just this really like community gem that invite visitors to stroll through the gardens. They actually have 20 distinct garden styles there. They showcase over 4,000 varieties of plants, and as spring keeps progressing, more of those flowers are going to come into bloom, more the plants will come to life. So just a really cool place to go out and just take in some beautiful, manicured and just nature this spring.
Yeah, that is so much work goes into that and keeping them, fresh and beautiful. It's really unbelievable. And botanical gardens are great places to visit anywhere, really. And then you've got in Beloit here, the ballpark. I didn't even know, I've never been to that ballpark. I've taken in some Timber Rattlers games up north here, but tell us about what's happening at the Beloit baseball park.
Yeah, so if you're headed to Janesville, you might as well pair it with another pastime of spring. That is baseball. And the great thing about Beloit is you can get that small town charm with a big stadium feel at the Beloit Sky Carp. Fantastic name, great name. They are a minor league baseball team. They're affiliates of the Miami Marlins, and their season actually just kicked off last week.
Okay.
And you're seriously going to have a blast cheering on that hometown team in their ABC Supply Stadium that just opened 4 years ago. So they have like the modern amenities you've associated with state-of-the-art baseball stadiums, but you get that intimacy of a minor league game. So you can just be really up close and to the action, kind of like you're in the executive level at at a Brewers game. You're right there next to the action. They've got concession stands, a pro shop to get your Sky Carp swag, post-game fireworks, a ton of other fun stuff happening.
I want something that says Sky Carp on it in my wardrobe. I don't care if it's baseball related or not. I just think it would be some good looking threads. So are you a baseball fan, Logan?
I am.
Okay. All right. You didn't laugh at my joke. That's why I thought maybe I offended you or something. But I could tell you kind of trying to hold back your laughter, so that's okay.
If we're talking minor league baseball teams that crack me up, I'm saying the Macon Bacon. That's a good one. Oh, yeah. The Mud Hens.
Love the Mud
Sky
Hens.
Carp is right up there though. I love the creativity you get in the minor league, but no. Big baseball fan growing up. We planned road trips specifically to see big city stadiums. I went to the Brewers game on one of those road trips, and it was awesome. Such a memorable trip.
And there's something too about like minor league baseball. It's a little more laid back, but you still see great all-out baseball, which I think is a fun experience. You've got some spring events you sent us, which sound great. I love this one, the Wisconsin Grilled Cheese Championships in Dodgeville. How fun is that event?
Yeah, Pete. Some might say it's too gooey to be true. Sorry. Thank you for indulging that bad
Listen,
pun.
I laughed at your joke. That's what a good host does, Logan, and I actually enjoyed it too. So,
but no, yeah, we're serious about our food in Wisconsin, especially when it comes to cheese. So you can show off your spatula skills at the Wisconsin Grilled Cheese Championship. That's in Dodgeville on April 26th. And really, it's just a ton of different cooks competing against each other, from pros to kids. And there's different classes of competition. Like they have the classic sandwich where you are limited to bread, butter, and cheese. That's it.
Wow.
They have other categories that folks compete in, and that happens at Harris Park in the Lay Memorial Pavilion. Definitely consider getting the VIP ticket too if you want to go, because you get a taste test some of those sandwiches folks are making. So, but you know what? At the end of the day, there's just one thing that's unifying everyone who's at the Grilled Cheese Championships and the sandwiches, of course. That is the real Wisconsin cheese that's being celebrated.
Absolutely. And there's something about when you get that and gooey, as you say, but with the crunchy, when you do the bread just right, oh my gosh, there's nothing better than that.
Put a little garlic powder on top of that bread. That's
nice. Look at you. That's fantastic. This sounds cool, too. 100-mile garage sale along the Mississippi River. Where does that start and where does that end? That sounds incredible.
Yeah, right. It sounds a little unbelievable, but that's just kind of Wisconsin. We kind of celebrate everything. We find a reason to celebrate everything.
Yeah.
And the 100-mile garage sale that takes place along the Great River Road. So that's going to take you through communities like Alma, Nelson, Pepin, Stockholm, Maiden Rock. And if you haven't been out there, I mean, these are just the coolest riverside, charming communities and businesses and homeowners throughout the route. They're going to put out these distinctive colored ribbons, letting you know they're participating in the garage sale, so you can find your treasures, your knickknacks, all sort of things you'd find at a garage sale, but cruising the Great River Road. So that takes place May 1st through Saturday or through May 4th. It's a good weekend option if you're looking to get out this spring.
I'm glad you said it was a weekend. That would be tough to cover in a day. You'd have to pretty much sprint to hit our house. That's awesome. So also we got the U.S. Women's Open at Erin Hills coming up. That's pretty exciting. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so Wisconsin is hosting another premier sporting event this spring. You should start planning now to see the world's best golfers compete at Erin Hills for the 80th U.S. Women's Open. This is really the preeminent women's major championship in golf, and you're going to witness some career-defining moments.
Yeah.
The variety of ticket options for folks to choose from daily tickets to weekly packages, and it's incredibly family-friendly too. Kids 17 and under get in for free with a ticketed adult.
Nice. Logan Rogie is my guest, folks. He does great work at Travel Wisconsin. He's the senior communications specialist. We've got a couple more things we want to discuss that are coming up for your Wisconsin visiting, viewing, experiencing pleasure. That's all coming up after this very short break, and we'll close this thing down on Night Light with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
You're listening to the Talk of Green Bay, WGBW, home of Mino and the Mayor.
Ready? While the teams get ready to choose their top draft pick, you can help Mino and the Mayor choose their top craft pick.
Northeast Wisconsin is home to amazing breweries, wineries, cideries, and distilleries, and we need your help picking the best.
We've drafted 10 of our favorites, but which local craft beverage creator will go to number 1? That's up to you. Top craft pick creators include Fifth Ward Brewing Company in Oshkosh, New Denmark Brewing, Duck Creek Distillery and Winery in Denmark, and Captain's Walk Winery in Green Bay. Vote for your favorite now by logging on WGBW.FM and click on Mino and the Mayor's Top Craft Pick. When you vote, you'll enter a random drawing to win $250 in gift cards from participating craft creators. Don't wait. Voting ends Friday, April 18th. Log on WGBW.FM and click on Mino and the Mayor's Top Craft Pick and vote right now. Mino and the Mayor's Top Craft Pick, drafting Northeast Wisconsin's finest one sip at a time. The Todd Alba Show.
Markets continue to tumble after Donald Trump's additional tariffs. I'm not here to tell anybody, I told you so. I think it goes to show how much hurt, anxiety, and angst there was in the voting public in the fall. They were looking for anything to believe in. But now the hard, cold reality is starting to slap people in the face. Trump and Vance have lied, and now the chickens are coming home to roost.
The Todd Alba Show. Weekdays noon till 2 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the app. Reviewing the week's legal news with a friend of the court.
Well, I'm looking forward to Saturday morning. I haven't missed one. Outstanding, just like being in school.
It has been a week in the areas of law and government and the aspiration for justice in America. As always, I am delighted. I am honored that you have chosen to spend some of your weekend time with me in discussion.
Welcome back. Lots of fun tomorrow night on the show, folks. Dr. Kristen Lyerly will be here talking about her new talk show here at Civic Media, which is very exciting. It's a bar band Friday night. And Sean Hanisch will be here, the director of Just a Bit Outside, with some big news about his film that if you haven't seen it yet, you'll have access to it. We'll cover all of that tomorrow night. Thank you for all your calls and texts tonight. I'd like to thank Max Blaska and John and Gordy, and we have a couple more minutes here with our current guest, Logan Rogie from Travel, Wisconsin. So, Logan, I want to ask you something. If there's something in front of the legislature here in Wisconsin about film incentives passing, does that make your job any easier, or is that something you guys get excited about? Because shooting films in a beautiful state like Wisconsin can only help tourism, right?
Yeah, Pete, I'm glad you asked about that. The Department of Tourism, we recognize how important television and films can be in shaping and improving perceptions for Wisconsin. We saw that with Bravo's Top Chef. That was an incredible season based in Wisconsin, taking folks to Milwaukee, Madison, Taliesin, bringing in, different hosts or guests from around the state. And we were so glad to play a role in bringing Bravo's Top Chef to Wisconsin that, we'd like to see more productions come to the state, because we know it helps with local communities, increases tourism, it provides jobs to Wisconsin-based crew members. So it's
sorry, I thought we lost you there for a second.
It's an exciting possibility.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a great way to just celebrate the beauty that is here. I mean, is there a place, Logan, that people from out of state, like let's say Chicago, Minneapolis, or Milwaukee, tend to gravitate to when it comes to tourism in Wisconsin? I know the North Woods are popular. I went up there as a kid, but where do people from outside the state, where do they find the most beauty or the most exciting place to visit here?
So we tend to see our out-of-state visitors disperse across the state. If we're talking from folks from the Twin Cities, we're seeing a lot of them go to that western and northwestern part of the state. So think kind of Hayward, Bayfield, Eau Claire area. Chicago, a lot of popular destinations would be in southern and south central Wisconsin, as well as northeast and in the North Woods. Iowa, they love going to the Driftless area there. So, beautiful. There's a really broad geographic dispersion of our out-of-state visitors.
That's great. Okay, we've got about, let's say, a minute-ish left, Logan. Really appreciate your time, and it's great to hear about this stuff in our state. Tell us about the Racine Art Museum's Peeps exhibition. Does that have anything to do with Easter by chance?
You are spot on.
I knew it.
This is a very timely one. It's a popular exhibition every year. It is the community making artwork out of Peeps candy, that iconic marshmallow candy. They're putting together these whimsical, often comical pieces of artwork when they're combining Peeps with other material. The exhibition, it's on display now through April 26th. And be sure to check out all the other galleries at the Racine Art Museum. It's actually home to North America's largest contemporary craft collection. So great one to get on the calendar this spring.
Fantastic. Before we let you go, you watching anything you can recommend? You got a good binge watch going?
I just binged Adolescence, and from a technical production perspective, from an acting perspective, from writing and the blocking of all the extras, it was phenomenal.
Wasn't that incredible? One shot through every episode. They never switched shots. And I just finished it yesterday. Heart-wrenching. I mean, I don't want to give any spoilers away, but what an amazing show. I'm totally with you.
Yeah, I would highly recommend it for any cinephiles out there.
All right, fantastic. Logan, thank you so much as always, buddy. It's always great to talk to you, and keep doing great stuff there at Travel Wisconsin.
Thanks for having me, Pete.
Anytime. All right, that's Logan Rogie. He just gave you a ton of suggestions for this spring and even into the summer. So take advantage of those, folks. We live in a beautiful state, and it's good to know the word is getting out. So, boy, we got a fun one tomorrow night, Conrad. Kristen Lyerly.
Yeah.
How does she's got a new show here she's going to talk to us about, but how has she not already had a show on the air? She's so good on the radio.
Yeah, she is. The many times she's been on our show, I feel like we always get a good promo out of it.
Right. Yes, indeed. I have questions to ask her that and I know she won't back away because she's not afraid of any questions. And Sean Hanish is going to be here also with news about his documentary, Just a Bit Outside. Have you seen it yet?
Yeah, I can't wait till it comes on streaming. I can watch it again.
And we have to. So you have seen it?
Yes,
and you loved it, right?
It was such a good movie.
Okay.
If you're a diehard Brewers fan, it makes it even better. Even if you're not a Brewers fan,
it's a great story.
Yeah.
I mean, it's even a better story that for his film's purposes, and I haven't seen it yet, that they lost because it shows what Milwaukee is about and what Brewer fans are about and how supportive they are. I think to me, that's the kind of the romance of the film, So we'll do all of that. That's tomorrow night on Nightlight. This is the Christmas Eve of weekdays. Is tomorrow going to be a letdown because it's Christmas Day?
I don't think so. I'm gonna have I'm gonna have a good day tomorrow.
Okay, you got to start stretching out too. The draft is right around the corner.
I can stretch out. I think maybe a couple days in advance. Not a couple weeks.
Listen,
I don't think
you take sports seriously. You're taking time off for the draft. That shows your seriousness. You got to start doing some yoga now, buddy. We got to get you in shape for this. All right, we will be back to do all of this again tomorrow night, folks. Thank you for your texts and calls and being part of Nightlight on behalf of the lovable producer Conrad. Good night, Wisconsin.